Hey YouTube! This is TheSuperzemus and welcome to a special bonus episode of Let's Play Kirby 64. Here today, I'm going to be showing off all the powers in the game. All the combos, double powers, and single powers as well. Mainly because, well, there were like one or two I didn't show off in the LP, and why not? If I did this, there'll be an episode in the playlist, or the LP, where it's just a library of what all the powers do, and I think it's a good idea anyway. But I hope you'll enjoy this bonus episode. I'm going to be showing off all the powers, starting with Bomb. I'm going to go get that now, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back with Bomb. Basically, it's just a little, cartoon bomb that you just drop and just destroy everything with. I actually like the power, but what I'm gonna do is go on to the next ability. Once I show off the power, I'm just gonna make a cut to the next power. I'm not gonna be saying, I'm gonna go get the next power now. I'm just gonna be going cut to next power. So, now I'll go to the next power. Cutter here, basically is just a giant boomerang that you just throw your face at the enemy. That's great, but unfortunately, once you have that, you cannot swim, dash. All you can really do is jump once and walk. You can't float or anything. That's Cutter. The fire ability is basically just a giant fire. You just become a giant fireball and just destroy everything in your path. Unfortunately, when you run out of your fire, you just fall, and you cannot stop the burning midair. You can slow it down by pressing the opposite way that it's going, though. But overall, it's all right. Ice here is basically you just breathe ice breath, and then you can freeze everything and use that ice block to destroy anything in your path. You can also sidestep, which is also pretty nice. Needle Kirby, pretty obvious. Just start, you get some spikes and just annihilate everything. Pretty short, a little bit short ranged, but overall, I love the Needle ability. Spark Kirby is kind of like Needle Kirby, except a little bit shorter range, but you can move while using it. And you can keep it going for a while, so... But when you move sidestep with the Spark ability, unfortunately, the range gets smaller, so just something to watch out for. Stone Kirby, you just become a giant rock, but you can become a one of the Colossi with it. You become a Colossus with it. You roll with it, annihilate everything, you're basically invincible, however, you're extremely slow. And then when you're done, just explode. You also roll with it, so that's pretty nice. I really don't care for it that much because you're just too slow. That's my problem. The double bomb ability, you get missiles! Heat-seeking missiles. They're really useful. And if you holding the B button down, you can choose if you want to send out 1 missile, 2 missiles, or my preferable favorite, 3 missiles. Just annihilate everything. Unfortunately, they can go a little off track, so watch out for that. The double cutter ability is basically the same thing as the original cutter ability, except you have spikes on your boomerang and you have a bigger face. Personally, I don't like a bigger face, but in this case, I guess it's alright. Unfortunately, same thing as last issue, you can't really do much but walk and jump with it, so... Cutter, not that good in this game. The double fire ability here, it's basically a Firebird. Just like last time, you can... Unfortunately, I prefer the original fire, though. But you cannot stop midair. You go for a longer period of time, though. And you can... I think you can still slow down a little bit by pressing in the opposite direction. But it's kind of hard to use, unfortunately. That's the problem. Double ice, you become a giant snowball. One of those what's great about it, though, is you can, whenever you want to stop, just press B and it explodes. Boom. Or you can just run through, basically, entire screens and just take everything with you here. See? Look at this. Look at this! And then, when you want to... Well, let me show you. When you want to shop, that's great. That's another level in this game, another level. But when you want to stop, press B, and just annihilate everything you took with you. So it's a pretty cool ability. It's one of my favorites, actually. Double Needle here is basically a bigger range. Oops, sorry about that, lag. A bigger range of the spikes. It's anything that's pointy. Look, I see a cactus, a spring, a nail, a bee stinger, a fork, a compass. What else do you see there, viewers? It works a little bit better. I think I see a mechanical pencil there, too. Double Spark is basically area. Like last time, you can sidestep and basically annihilate everything. Unfortunately, the field gets a little smaller the more you sidestep. So watch out for that. I personally like 1 spark over 2 sparks, because if there's an enemy within your area already, and then basically there's nothing you can do, and that enemy might get you. I personally like 1 spark over 2 sparks. Just me, that is. I mean, you might have another opinion. Double Stone, you become an even bigger rock. It's basically stone, just even bigger. And you're a little faster too, thank goodness. But I still don't like it because you're still actually pretty slow. Just me, that is. Boom. Now it's on to the mixed abilities. Here we have Fire Needle. Probably, I don't really care for it, but it's fire arrows. Basically what it does is when you can shoot something with it, and when you do, a giant flame burst comes out of it. So that's nice. Unfortunately, I don't like it because, as you can see, I'm terrible at aiming with it. So, personally, I don't really care for the fire arrows that much. Fire Spark is static electricity. See, as you can see, you can just rub your head and just annihilate everything that's above you. But if you hold too long, you catch on fire! And you're basically invincible at that point. To an extent. I mean, I don't really care for it that much because it's just such a short range. I need a bigger range, and it doesn't last that long either, so I don't really care for Fire Spark that much. Fire Cutter is a flame sword. I love this ability, actually. There's 2 kinds of swords in this game. And while the other one's probably the better concept, this one I feel is much more powerful. Basically what you do is just press B, and you summon a sword. Then you can just attack with it that way. What you can also do is press the up button, and just sidestep with it. And if you want to get rid of the sword, press up, and then you can throw it. What you could do is just sidestep through the entire level and get all these guys and then throw it, but I really don't like doing that because your sides are basically your vulnerable spot now, so it's not going to work that well. So what I like doing is my little trick I found out. Turn, go, basically just run through the entire thing, find an enemy, turn, go back. You can just annihilate everything. That's what I like doing. It makes it using a flame sword a lot easier, in my opinion. Fire Ice is basically you turn into an ice cube and melt yourself. Unfortunately, it's not that great because unfortunately it's an extremely small range. So really, I find it one of my least favorite abilities in the game. But it's a cool concept, I guess. Maybe? Here we have Firestone. You're basically a volcanic eruption. I like it once in a while. Some stages it's actually pretty good. It's really an average ability though, unfortunately, because it's very short. It's not as long range that I would like it to be. If it was a little longer range, I probably would like it a lot more, but unfortunately, it doesn't go that far, so oh well. It's actually not that bad, though. Firebomb, you become fireworks! This is probably one of my favorite abilities in the game. The reason is, well, let me explain. You can go up to 3 fireworks, so each firework that you do is bigger than is a bigger radius than the next. Unfortunately, after your third firework, if you're above a pit, you'll burn out and you'll just fall. So watch out for that. But if you learn how to use it and get enough practice with it, it's actually one of the more abusive abilities. I like it a lot. Here we have Needle Spark, another one of my favorite abilities in the game. You are basically a Thunder Rod and get thunder on everyone. What I like about it is, probably what makes it really abusive, is not the fact of the thunder above you, but the wave you make when you get the thunder. So if you watch closely, when you cast the Thunder Rod, you'll see a wave come out of Kirby's sides. That's the abusive part of it. That's why I like it so much. It's a good ability. Here we have Needle and Cutter. You're basically a Trent. What you can do is basically, you can't sidestep, unfortunately, but you just wait for everything there's stuff above you, alright? What you do is hold down on the B button, and you just wait, and then let go. You bite anything. It's basically like a big Venus flytrap. It's alright. I like it as much as, like, the Flame Sword or other abilities coming up, so it's not too bad. I just don't really use it that often. Here we have Needle Ice. You become a giant snowflake and just grow and grow and grow. You can't move, but it works pretty well, actually. Here's another ability that's pretty good. It's not great, but it's alright. Just get anything that's above, well, if you can reach it fast enough, that is. Just wait for it. There we go. So, it's alright in my opinion. Here we have Needle Stone, probably another one of my favorite abilities in the game. You're just a giant drill. You can blow past some of the, and once you release it, by the way, it becomes basically a rocket launcher, which is really cool concept there. I love it so much. You can just blow through entire screens with this thing. It works very well. You just want to get rid of stuff. Something too far away that you want to get rid of, but you don't want to get close to them. Just use the rocket part of it and you can get rid of it. It's pretty nice. I love it a lot. Now we go from a really good ability to a really bad ability. The Needle Bomb. Together, you become basically one of those spiky things. I believe they're called Gordos, if I remember correctly. But basically, you can move very slowly and only shoot in 8 directions. And if you miss and fall, well, you're screwed, aren't ya? I don't really like it. It's probably one of my least favorite, if not my least favorite ability in the game. It's very terrible. I'm making this look like easy, but I'm only like one of the first levels, so it's pretty bad. Here we have Spark and Cutter. You get the lightsaber. Between this and the Flame Sword I personally prefer more, mainly because of the sheer power and all the things you can do with it. But, overall, though, I think this is a cooler concept, though, because you're basically, Kirby is turned into a Jedi. It's amazing. You get a lightsaber. Kirby with a lightsaber. Isn't it an amazing concept there? If you want to get rid of the lightsaber, what you do is basically press down and you get rid of it. Pretty simple. Here we have Spark and Ice. You become a refrigerator. Basically, I like it because it's a healing. Because all of this, stuff, first the food destroys all these enemies out here. But it's a cool concept as well. And this food heals you, so a little low on health, get Spark and Ice. And it makes your life a lot easier, doesn't it? I like it. I mean, it's a cool ability if you need some health, so I like it. A little bit. A lot. I don't know. You be the one to decide. I mean, if you like it, go for it, but it's alright. I can give it that. It's alright. Here we have another one of my favorite abilities in the game, Spark and Stone. This is basically an electrified boulder. What you can do with this is basically, well, send it out with B, and you can destroy anything with either the boulder or the string of electricity that's with it. And you can play hopscotch with this thing. Look at this. Look at this. Or whatever, jump rope. I don't know what the thing's called. I didn't do it. But if you want to get rid of it, just press B, or what you could do is let it touch you. Once it touches you, it, well, explodes, like so. Here we have another ability, Spark and Bomb. This ability, well, as you can see, is a light bulb, and you can just destroy, just walk, but if you hold down on B long enough, well, you can turn it off by letting go of B, but if you hold on to B long enough, you explode. You burn out. That's what happens. It's a cool concept, and it works alright. It's alright. Alright, here we have Cutter and Ice. Basically, you are a figure skater. But, unfortunately, if you just run into enemies, you're gonna get hurt. So what you have to do is jump, and you do like a tornado spin, like they do on TV. I don't know, I'm not a figure skater, how would I know this stuff? But that's the only way. I think it's basically the, alternative to Tornado Kirby, I guess. But if you want to stop, just press B again, and you break. So, unfortunately, you really have to have a lot of practice with this. If you don't have enough practice, like I don't have a lot of practice with it. So, it's not going to be fun unless you have practice, which I do not have, so it's not one of my favorite abilities in the game. Here we have Cutter and Stone. You basically get carved into a stone statue. Now, if you are smart enough, you'll realize that these, well, sorry, I should rephrase that. If you played Kirby's Dream Land 3, I don't know why I said smart enough. I don't know. If you played Kirby's Dream Land 3, then you'll realize that these are the animals, helpers from Kirby's Dream Land 3. I'll be showing off all of them. Here we have, I don't know their names, so we have a gerbil here. Basically, you can climb pretty slow, like all of them, except for one. But you can climb up walls with this guy, so, Next, we have Fishy. I'm not sure the purpose of this one. It kind of just sits there and you can't move. I don't know, just, that's all. I'm assuming you have to be in water with it, but I've tried, and it doesn't work in water either, so it's pretty stupid. Here we have, if I remember correctly, this was Kirby's girlfriend, but, you know, basically you can jump really high. And there's the Fishy again. Oh, the cat. You can triple jump with the cat here. So that's neat. Next, come on, I don't like the Fishy. Ooh, this is my favorite of the bunch, though. We have the little birdie. You move really fast with this guy. See, look how fast you're moving, and you're stone, so I love the birdie. But watch out, you can only be in the air for so long without dying out there, so watch out for that. I think there's one more. Where is it? I'll find it, viewers, don't worry. No, I don't want the little birdie. Here it is, the owl. This is the last one. You can fly a little higher and a little bit longer, but you move a lot slower. So I personally prefer the little birdie over the owl. The little birdie's my favorite. But that's it for Cutter and Stone now. Now here we have my favorite ability in the game, Cutter and Bomb. I rarely miss with this thing. It is an exploding shuriken. Bomb shuriken, I like to call it. Basically, it moves so fast that you can't even see it. I rarely miss. I miss sometimes, but rarely. And the best part about it, oh no, I missed my enemy. I'll get the one right behind it. And if you miss it again, and you hit a wall next to it, boom! It explodes and still gets the enemy anyway. You can just blow past the entire game just with this one ability. So it is extremely abusive, easily my favorite ability in the game. Here we have Ice and Stone. It's that one thing from that sport called curling that I rarely see, but basically, you just freeze everything as you go by. But you slow down, and once you slow down to the max, you go back to regular Kirby. So watch out for that. However, if you're dashing, you get a little more momentum and you can go a little faster. So it's a neat concept, I think. I don't understand how Ice and Stone would make this, but there you go. Here we have Ice and Bomb. You're a kamikaze snowman. You just become a giant snowman, and when you touch something or wait long enough, you'll explode. And anything above you will be frozen. So, it doesn't work very well, but there are those abilities where you just have fun just because. So, this is my fun ability of the game. Just Just cuz, it's just so cool, in my opinion. That's just me, though. It's cool. Alright, time to go on to the final ability. The most dangerous of all abilities. Dynamite. What you have to do with this is basically wait it out. It goes off after a long period of time. But make sure you have the hard hat on. Or after touching an enemy, actually. If it touches an enemy, yeah, it explodes too. And it's a very big radius. What you need to do is hold down on the down button while the dynamite's off. And you have a hard hat and become Met Kirby. It's very rough to use. So watch out. Because if you don't have that hard hat on, or an enemy attacks you during the hard hat stage, yeah, and you're in the range of the dynamite going off, and it's a big radius, so you will get hit, most likely. You're gonna get hurt, so it's a very dangerous ability. Use with caution, like in real life. And so with that, that's all the abilities, except for, well, Suck Up Kirby. There we go. Except I don't want that anyway. And with that, that ends the special bonus episode of Let's Play Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. Alright, that's pretty much everything I want to do with this LP. So, now that that's done, I'm officially ending Kirby 64 now. So, look out for my future LPs, viewers. This is TheSuperzemus, and hope to see you in the future. Have a good one.